I'm sure you have your sufficient caffeine. I have to say that I'm really quite happy with the first presentation because this will really sort of be the board for further discussing or trying to really elucidate what sort of activities has been taking place under the Learning Systems Unit of the Knowledge Sharing and Innovation. At first, I was a bit hesitant to discuss before you our AgEd open courseware because I've been troubling Banu here, who has been one of the pillars for this innovation, because there are so many clicks, but no one really has completed the course. And it breaks my heart because I thought there has to be somebody doing this or graduating out of this initiative. But then when I was listening to Christine, I think it gave me enough reason to say that first and foremost is that awareness, raising the awareness has to be there. And I think I'm very happy because in spite of the fact that there are so many clicks, then there is this slight indication of interest on what's happening at ICRISAT. I think that one of the main point that I'd like to spell out of the presentation of Christine. And I think another point that she raised is about why don't you make a sort of like, you know, when she was presenting about the food, yeah, I think that's a good point because then all the companies that are participating are sort of like forced or, you know, made as a requirement. And I'm looking at that as one of the means by which maybe I can make all the learner participants from ICRISAT be really made aware of what's happening in terms of the different courses that we're putting up. And this explains maybe why I have 4 people here who is doing courses, season-long courses. And one of the authors of the Pigeon Tea course required them that they undertake this course, not simply because they would like to undertake the course, but of course he will use this as a way by which the theoretical part will already be provided by this online course, and the hands-on and maybe enhancing whatever learnings they made from the online course will become better and more responsive perhaps in terms of the sharing between the scientists and the learners. That's why they're here, 4 of them, to undertake the Pigeon Tea course, which you will see in a little while. And I think the third, which is very important, is the pedagogy. Okay, I think the use of computer science education is becoming more and more important as a pedagogy for, you know, disseminating and for learning. And this morning when I was discussing with some of the senior like me and very much erudite and learned or experienced in terms of distance education like Dr. Gunjal and, sorry, I forgot your name, sir. Yeah, so we were saying that I think this is a very important way not to replace the face-to-face learning process, but as a way to really supplement whatever is taking place in classroom. And I think you've seen also from Christine, like she was saying that this is something really, really that we can sort of look into or sort of exploit the potentials for making our courses and our information be of important to learning, to the ongoing learning process. And I think it's the way you design as well, not only the content, but it's also the way you entice people to really open at your courses that you're offering. So let me start introducing a little bit what sort of things we do in the Learning Systems Unit, which is one of the 5 units of the Knowledge Sharing and Innovation that is headed by Dilip. As you can see, we're becoming more and more learner-centric, meaning whatever is the demand from our clients and from our partners, that's the kind of thing that we sort of provide. And so we're trying to really undertake assessment of what our partners would like to see and what sort of activities should be included in our various capacity building. If you've noticed, there are simultaneous training activities that are happening since October, November, and December. It is because there are such demand, like for instance, on scientific writing, there is demand for genomics, there is demand for impact assessment, and these demands are coming from our partners. That's why some of you have participated in this, and now some of you are participating because we really would like also to orient you what sort of activities are happening at the Institute, and particularly at the Knowledge Sharing and Innovation. So essentially, we heed to the demands of our partners through blended means in cognizance with cost effectiveness. Again, I will use the 4 learner participants who are here doing a sit-on-long course on pigeonry and natural resource management. And at the same time, we would like them to undertake the online course because we see that, scientists are very busy. So we provide them that online course. And at the same time, when they meet the scientists, then it's easier for them to sort of like bring out issues or questions and perhaps show some kind of hands-on activities in the field. And I think this is something that we'll see, and we would be requesting them to give feedback once they're done with their course here, which will end sometime in March. Correct? Yeah, okay. So we also would like to see and harness the power of new tools and concept of ICT, like automation, all this in MOOCs, all this in Courseware. Okay? So that's what we're trying to see. And last but not the least, we're coming up with an institute-wide database. Even if it's an institute-wide database, the reason why we're orienting you on this, not just those from ICRISAT, is perhaps just to titillate your mind, or maybe come up with something similar, or maybe if ever you have, you can also tell us what things or what sort of avenues where we can improve on our existing database. And this database is very important, as I will proceed discussing in a little while. So these are the kind of activities we're doing. And the database that we have prepared can be accessed in all our ICRISAT locations, provided we provide the link. And this has been supporting the research proposals of most of the scientists, and also generating reports for various reviews, external reviews, and requirements from our other partners and funding institutions. Okay, what are the objectives of this session? We hope that at the end of the session, the participants should be able to be familiarized with the different capacity building activities of the Institute. I will be explaining in a little while. Okay, identify learning opportunities. How can you access ICRISAT? How your institute can access ICRISAT, and how the state universities and colleges can have a partnership with our institute through this sort of opportunities. We also would like you to appreciate the innovations we're doing through our AgEd course in a little while. We also would like to expose you and practice you on automation processing of how do we process learner participants who are interested to come over. So we have done a big leap, huge leap, because of the expertise of these young experts, and at the same time some colleagues who helped us out in designing this database, which I will be showing in a little while. We also would like you to be familiarized and navigate with the features of the database and AgEd OpenCourseWare. So please, at the end of this course, hopefully you'll be able to give us feedback and perhaps give it a try and see what sort of things that we can sort of improve in. And even maybe in your own institutes, once you would also require our assistance, I think this guy, young, beautiful, and smart guy, who can also help you out in designing should you wish to avail of our experiences. In fact, some CG centers have already expressed how we do this. And so we're very much willing, and at the same time, we're also willing to learn from you guys. Okay? So this is our AgEd open courseware. As I said, one of the prime movers is Mr. Bano Prakos. Maybe, yeah. He's a young boy, who really helped in developing this. Of course, I give instructions in terms of what should go in, what should not go in, and of course with the blessing of the management. So this is our AgEd open courseware. So what do we do under the AgEd open courseware? It is a mode by which we try to initiate open distance learning. It follows the paradigms of open distance education. I think some of you have opened it. You have preempted, so it's okay. And we use this as a building block for a flexible curriculum and learning experience. The portal was initiated by ICRISAT to meet the challenge of a flexible learning program and encourage South-South collaboration. We've been to Nairobi, and we have seen the strong interest of some of our partners in Africa. So we're using this now as a platform by which we can really encourage participation between and among our partners in some parts of Africa. And the third one is this has been developed using Moodle. For those of you who are familiar with this kind of learning management system, Moodle is an open software which you can just use. And maybe some of the issues that has come out in using this, Banu will explain to you, because he has a lot of hurdles, but he was able to manage it. And so we were able to develop our courses, which I will show in a little while. Now, what are some of the advantages of the learning management system drawn from our existing courses? Learners can upload assignments. If you're familiar with the Moodle, you can upload assignments. Instructors can get an automatic alert when new messages arrive. We will show you in the demonstration in a little while. Learners can make learners' marks, or the grade, can be stored in the Moodle gradebook. So all these features will come. There's also a built-in chat. So on real time, you can chat with the instructor or with the supervisor or with the teacher of that particular course. Okay, so it's a handy teaching tool for groups of students working with or without the instructor to discuss an issue or answering questions. So not just between teachers, but also between and among the learner participants. We call our students, our different scholars, fellows, students, commonly called as learner participants. We can do chats. There is a forum module that enables the students to have virtual seminars. Okay, so similarly like what has happened, we can have a virtual seminar with the faculty and the student. I hope I'm not going fast. Okay. To continue, the database module is good for building searchable repositories. So you can add on, build on this, and store it. The lesson module allows an instructor to write a series of lessons, which you will see in a little while, each one ending with a question. So there's also an exam that can take place, and then the marks can also be stored, and you can also get the result of your examination. The instructor can review and provide feedback to the student. The quiz module offers a wide range of quizzes and tests with which instructors can create revision activities. The Moodle can store questions for use in other quizzes and even with other courses. All this that I'm telling you right now can be seen in once you open the Moodle software, you can see this. We're just explaining to you and giving you in a nutshell what things have taken place when we were developing the courses. So we found out that Moodle is user-friendly and customization can be done. Actually, the meeting we have had in Nairobi, one of the things that came out, all the practitioners of the capacity building group, is how we can really come up with online courses. And there's much discussion going on now on Moodle and Coursera, as well as MOOCs. So maybe in a year or so, or even earlier, we can give you the discussion how best we can really, what sort of programs, what sort of learning management can we utilize. Okay, what are the objectives of the AgEd? We would like to produce fine-tuned, high-quality learning resources because we get in touch with scientists. They are the main authors. We're just trying to put this together in a manner by which you can have a better understanding or perhaps make it more interesting. So we also prepare materials that can be reused. So while we are trying to address extension workers or maybe those from the academe, we also would like to see, for instance, how this can be packaged in such manner that depending on who your audience, you can package this in such a way that, you know, it's better understood if you're dealing with scientists, if you're dealing with students, or if you're dealing with extension workers, or if you're dealing with farmers. So I think the whole concept of reusability is time and again coming. And so we would also like to develop a repository for all our learning materials, which you can see in a little while. Now, there's an innovation being done by these young guys who are very good at this. We're trying to develop AgEd through Android device. This is still in progress. If you have some questions and queries later, maybe we can answer to your queries and how things are being done. Okay, what are the available courses in our AgEd Open Courseware? So for ICRISAT courses, we have PGNP, Public-Private Partnership, aflatoxin. This is climate, only on climate, groundnut, sorghum, and pearl millet. Okay, we will show you in a little while the PGNP as for demonstration. See, the AgEd Open Courseware, as if you were listening closely, we all use this also as a platform by which other institutions, our partners, partner with us, and we try to host the various courses. So we have courses from FAO, and these are the 11 courses that we have hosted, and you can also undertake these courses. Again, to repeat what Christine was mentioning, these are supplementary information which are, I think, very relevant should you wish to do, for instance, how to do impact assessment, how to do climate change and food security. And in PGNP, what they will be doing is how to do the cultural management practices of PGNP. So this, they can learn initially and they can see in the field and discuss it with the supervisor or with the scientist. So here are the available courses. We'll show you also in the demo. Okay, this is the statistics since we started. So we have ICRISAT courses, we have 7, FO courses, we have 11, and we have 608 clicks. They have not finished it, but I have to say that we have 608. In Coursera, they have 5,691,547 since this morning. Okay, when I clicked on that. So here we have around 40 countries. I mean, the ones where they're coming from, it's coming from students or learners are coming from 40 countries. But sincerely, no one has completed the course. And I'm not ashamed to say that because, as I said, we just started, and hopefully with this, you can also give us feedback how best we can improve on this. Okay, so what do? As I said, let us join forward together and maybe give your suggestions when we start doing the demonstration and when you have a hands-on on it. Before we go to the demonstration, let me just finish one more brief lecture on our existing LSU database, so that straight on we proceed with the demonstration. I have to shift from one computer to the other because the program is not there. So, as mentioned, very important, let's maintain a database. I call it LSU database. Okay, see? We really have to be high-tech here and there. Okay. So we have a database. I call it LSU database, but this young guy suggested that we'll call it LSU e-database. Okay? I think the idea there is it can be accessed and it's made online. Correct, guys? Okay. So the LSU database contains all the information of the various learner participants from 1974 onwards. Okay? So you can imagine we have 1974 and onwards. So if we would like to make, actually we're doing studies also in this regard. If we would like to see all the information, the spatial data, where are our students now, what have they been doing, that's the kind of thing, this is a very important resource material. Secondly, this also, as I said, been supporting the proposals of many of our scientists, because if they would like to propose a section on capacity building, they can use this as input for their proposal. That in this X number of years, we have trained this much, and these people are in this kind of various activities. In fact, I will explain also in a little while that I'm doing a tracer study now of all those that has been trained by the economics group, particularly for our village level studies. Where are they now? What are they doing? And what are their contributions? Because as you can see, students training is also a good indicator of our performance here at the Institute. I think that's not contestable. Okay, so we would like to provide a platform for ARIS and NARS partners for capacity strengthening. We would like to bridge collaboration between learner participants from academic and research institutions. We provide support system to learner participants. See, in 2009, I was assigned as a coordinator for all the students. And I think it makes a huge difference, because then there's somebody really assisting the students. Many times students are quiet. Many times students cannot articulate their concerns with the supervisors. So I was there to sort of like mediate between the students and the scientists. And I think I have to say that I'm very proud. This made a lot of difference between students and scientists' relationship. Okay, we also innovate learning delivery mechanisms, which you will see. We also provide learning activities and technology commercialization and development. We're working together with ABI. They bring the students and they host our agribusiness platform. We also provide the venue for rewarding and enriching learning experience. For any students, I think at one point in time you became a student. You were a student. And I think you would like to remember that you had a good time in Andhra, you had a good time in ICRISAT. You wouldn't like to say, I didn't have a good time because this, and that. Okay? So as much as possible, we really try. And I hope that these 4 students who will be undertaking the online course will really have a good time doing the course and at the same time doing the hands-on experience in the field. So we maintain a repository as shown to you earlier. Okay? And this is LSU at a glance from 1974 to 2012. Okay? If you look, we really try to encourage diversity. So there's still a huge imbalance, but we're trying our very best. I think this is one of the courses which we're conducting where there's a lot of women. In most of the courses, there are fewer women. So hopefully, I hope that it's not only an extension or ICT thing where women are there. More and more women should be in other courses and other disciplines. So we have, what happened? So we have 1,592 female and 4,443 for male. Countries, we're working with 112 countries. Academic institutions, we have 289, and postgraduate, these are the scholars, 1,178, and broken down as follows. And majority of the scholars are coming from India. It's not surprising because we are based in India. But what is really significant is that more and more African scholars are coming over, and more European and developed countries are coming over, which is an indicator that the kind of activities we're doing at ICRISAT is at par with the different developed countries, not only in America, but also in Europe. So we have a lot of French, we have a lot of Americans, and we have a lot of other European countries. Okay, I was mentioning about the database. Okay, recently we have developed the database where we don't have any more cabinets, we don't have any more filing cabinets. If I want to look at the data, for instance, of myself when I came in 2003, I have to go through the files, 2003, what has happened with Rosana, Mula, and things like those. Last year, I had one student coming from out of nowhere, and madam, I'd like to get my certificate, blah, 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 because I was a student at one point in time. So we had to locate in all these, different cabinets, steel cabinets close to me. And you can just imagine Damodar looking at all this files. So let me show you one slide, one short video. Okay, so that's Damodar, one of our guys. Always looking for the files. We have so many files over there near me. But now we came up with something through the initiative of our young boys, Tanuj, and of course Chuka, who help a lot in data management. If you notice, data management, this is also part of data management. So they've helped a lot. I really appreciate the support, especially from these people, who now have come up with a system where we no longer keep these files, but all the files from 1974 are already stored and is maintained. And if I want to look at the files from 1974, who were under me, if I was there at that time, unfortunately I'm not that old. Maybe I'll ask Dr. Diwakar if he has some students before. For sure, everything here will be in the database. Okay, so what were some of our challenges? As you can see, it's very difficult for data redundancy and inconsistencies. So there we try to clean everything, all the files of the students. There's also difficulty in accessing data due to data isolation, chances of postponements and delays. So you can imagine if I want to know the information before, I have to go through all these files, and by the time I'll be missing. Okay? We want to organize it in a single way. We want, of course, security problem is not an issue because these guys have put some security. We don't have to prepare too much paperwork. Okay, you can imagine one file of a student can be how many pages? 20 minimum, because this would include the abstract, this would include the resume, this would include the recommendation letters. So it's about 20 to 25. So we preserve the data in a way which you can really readily access. It's just very space consuming. I would need several filing cabinets over there. I think I have 5 for now. So this time I'm going to get rid of all those. Manual search. Here in just a click you can search who were under me or who was under Dr. Wani or any scientist for that matter. Okay. Limitations in storing, organizing, and retrieving. The processing systems is slow and lengthy process. Okay. You can imagine if somebody complains, I didn't have my certificate in 1985. Okay, I have to go through 1985 and see whether really, because I have to tell you that some people are still coming, asking me their certificate because they say they will use this for applying a visa in the United States. And once I see their file and they have not submitted any of the reports, I sort of readily decline them. I'm sorry, you have not completed it. I'm not going to give you a certificate. Okay? So chances of human errors and loss of data. Of course, there are also chances in inputting, because what you input is what you get. But we see to it now that once since the processing are now online, automatically it gets stored in the database. Okay. So we prepared the LSU e-database because we would like to overcome the challenges of traditional databases. And we came up with this LSU database. And it serves as a next generation solution to this e-world in terms, even if I will no longer be there, this will be there continuously. And you can just upgrade or becomes, upgrade and put more, how do you call this, parameters should you like to have more parameters in this e-database. Okay. Advantages, I think I have explained, that's okay. Okay, now, let's, not yet. Okay, we have three types of learner participants here at ICRISAT. We have the individual learners, okay. We have the interns, we have the research fellows, and we have the scholars. The interns are those in the university coming here just for like a practicum. So they come here for a minimum of 3 months just to hone maybe how to do bioassay, or maybe how to read the spectrum, or maybe how to do maybe RCBD, or maybe how to do a wide array of things in agriculture. So these are the interns. These are those in the university coming to do a practicum here for a minimum of 3 months. Okay? So we also have the research fellows. These are the graduates who are already attached in institutions and universities and coming here to do a special skill. They have maybe a skill already in bioinformatics, but maybe they wanted to know the software on Aware, or maybe a software on something else. So they come and they are being hosted by the scientists of ICRISAT. We also have the, normally the fellow, the research fellow would come here for a minimum of 3 months and a maximum of 1 year. Okay? We have the research scholars. These are the MSc and the PhDs. MSc and PhDs, we allow, provided we have a memorandum of understanding between the institute. Okay? So how to go about doing this? Should you be interested to build a partnership with ICRISAT, then we can discuss this further. But I'm just informing you that these are the 3 categories by which you can come over, or your students or some of your colleagues can come over and participate with ICRISAT. So for the internship and the fellowship, that should be okay, because we normally would allow this, but not for the scholars. So details of which we can give you the link and we can discuss this further. Okay, now there is an applicant, any applicant for that matter. Okay, so there is an applicant. It goes to LSU administration. You may either send your information to us or your queries to us, or we can get in touch with the scientists. Very often, you can correct me if I'm wrong, for those, the scientists who are here, very often students would have a link with the scientists. Okay, because sometimes their supervisors or their colleagues are in contact with the scientists. So this can be done through them, but then it automatically goes back to LSU administration. So when you signify an interest, either through us or through the scientists, but it goes back to the administration. As I said, please bear with this because this is really for ICRISAT, but as I said, I hope you can learn from it as well and maybe help us upgrade or enhance our mechanism. So the processing request starts. So this time it's all online and there's not much paper, the use of paper. So please, for the ICRISAT scientists, we really would appreciate for you to sort of like pay attention a little bit, because maybe this can be disseminated to your colleagues. Okay, so the processing request is here, and then we send this to the scientists where there is selection or rejection. Okay, once there is selection or rejection, it goes back to the request. It goes to number 4. Yeah, it will go to number 4. If you reject it, it will go to our regret mail. We will show you the demo in a little while. Then if yes, it goes to our, it will go to our admin officer, and then we start giving the official document, our online form, and then it goes to the learner participant for the offer letter. Okay, so this is it. So this is the process. Okay, yeah. Of course, now once it's done, once the student has completed or the learner participant has completed her stint with ICRISAT, there is a supervisor's evaluation of a learner. If he's staying here for 3 years, the evaluation happens every 6 months. Yeah. Okay, okay.
Like, so how does the LSU admin get the data? Basically, like, name, father name, or courses studied.
Yeah. I did it in a shortcut because we would like to show this in a little while in the demo. But there is a submission of resume. Okay.
So, but you will have the paper.
Yeah, of course, because we cannot get that resume immediately online. But there is a resume. But then when there is selection, then we can input the information, and it becomes a information within the system. Okay, just bear with us, and we'll show you the demo in a little while. So there is an evaluation. This goes to the scientists, and then it goes back to us. So if there's no evaluation, then it's possible that we don't proceed, even if the student comes to us. Okay? And then there is a note of completion. So once you have completed, there is a note of completion. This is form 6. And then there's a clearance from scientists, because at times we do get problems like an equipment or a book or a material has not been given. That's the only way by which we can check. And you see, for every institute, there has to be this mechanism. Otherwise, all our materials will get lost, or all the materials. There are instances where some of our materials are lost. Okay, it's taken by the student or it's taken elsewhere. Okay, so there's also a clearance from librarian, from Madam, or from the representative there, because some of the materials we have, as you know, are quite expensive journals, okay, or books. And then once there is a clearance from the librarian, there's a clearance from the coordinator, we issue the no issue report. We inform the admin, okay, and then there is research report submission and the evaluation of the student of her learning experience. See, we have students, for instance, I have to tell you, I mean, this is an honest, there are students where they complain also with their supervisor. It's a fact. You don't get along with everyone, okay? So sometimes I try to take this up with management, okay? There are also problems, for instance, with food. We are tired with so spicy food. We're getting, problems with stomach. I translate this information to housing and food services. Sometimes they would say Rosana, Mula is very strict, and they don't allow me to take leave. So, because students are not supposed to take leave, because they are students. But then we do allow in special cases. Okay, because if something happened to them, it's also our responsibility. Sometimes they would say, the field medical unit is very difficult to talk to, things like that. So a wide array of problems and issues happen. So all this, their evaluation, or maybe they would evaluate us, our insurance doesn't come on time. So we try to address all the issues, and I try to send it out to the different concerned units and explain to them, and sometimes even explain to scientists. Okay? So once this is done, this goes back to LSU admin officer and LSU coordinator, and we give you a beautiful certificate. If you don't complete, especially for scholars who don't provide their seminars, there are some do's and don'ts for all the categories of learner participants. For MSc and PhD, they've got to give their seminar here, and it's being coordinated. It undergoes to the KSIConnect. Okay, so if they didn't do their seminar, there were no reports, then we don't give the certificate. Okay, so this is it, and now I'm going to give Banu to start with the demonstration on the AgEd open Courseware. Okay, let's start. So I hope just Sir Gunjal, yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
I have one question and two sub-questions. What I understand from your presentation, you have a lot of courses online available, but it seems that these schemes are from ICRISAT only. I understand that we have signed MOU with more than 100 partner institutions. So, can you allow the courses from partner institutions to upload on your website?
Sure. Yes.
Number one, I know that Dr. Devakar has put lot of efforts in to add the value to your online courses, but none of the students has completed this course. What is your feedback? Can I learn from your feedback so that we can, before we go ahead, we can have a feedback about our programs?
Okay. I think for the first question made by Dr. Gunjal, whether we can host, as I said, this is a platform where our partners can send in their courses and we can host it. Okay? I think what's important now, we just have to draw the line and some policies on how to do hosting. Okay? I think that can be easily managed. Now, the second question on the courses of Dr. Diwakar, some of which are here. The courses. The other courses down are from Dr. Diwakar's work. But on some other courses, like for instance, where he did this SCORM packages on pigeon pea, I don't know. I've been asking from the management, but it's not in here, so there's no way I can access. Now, in terms of the issues, why? I think it's not that people are not interested. I have in all the different locations where I've been visiting, like in the Philippines, in Africa, I've been trying to advertise this, but I think this is very recent. We're just trying to come up with a way really to improve on the system. We haven't really made a very wide dissemination of our AgEd open courseware. And this is the very reason why we're presenting this to you guys, because you can also help us as ambassadors for trying to make this available to the different partners you have, and at the same time gain more feedback so that we can improve on this. Hopefully with these 4 whom I'm trying as experiments, they will give us feedback as to how the course on pigeon pea will take place. And I think for the courses from FAO, do you have any record for those doing FAO courses? It goes directly to them, right?
Yeah, they send us SCORM packages. We are
So for those that we are hosting, they're just sending us and we're hosting, but the evaluation and everything goes back to them.
And on lighter side, those who are from agriculture, they understand this is agriculture education. Those who are not from agriculture, they read as a aged open courseware. So age may be old one, so they don't want to
Yeah.
visit.
Yeah.
Is it the reason?
No, no. Thank you so much. In fact, yeah. Yeah. No, no. Okay. We'll put that. I know, I know. In fact, I would read it as aged. Yeah? But okay, can I? So, very good point. We'll look into it. In fact, I'm not so happy. Let's just see. We'll see that maybe we can come up with something different. Good point. I know.
I'm working in Agriculture University, Andhra, and since 2 months we are in touch with ICRISAT, and I have one PhD pursuing student.
Yes.
She is interested to collaborate to work with ICRISAT her research work.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to contact so many persons, but finally we came to know that Dr. Madhu Bhattara is the in charge for that,
Which ones?
for doing this research in collaboration with ICRISAT.
Oh,
And
you mean the VLS, the village level studies?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's basically from agricultural extension. But I think he's very busy and he's not responding to the mails.
You can write me and I'll speak with him.
Okay, he is the final contact person.
Yeah. But for those having difficulties, that's the whole idea why I'm there. So I can be the intermediary
Okay.
between the institute and the scientists. I've been doing that. And in fact, I know that there are a lot of students that do not have contact with the scientists. It happens. Even if you're a good student, but you don't have good links with the supervisor or with the scientist, sometimes it's difficult. So what I do, I try to evaluate the CV of the student, and I try to quote unquote sell this to scientists. Like I would go to Gopali Krishnan, please take a look. This is a good student. Maybe you can see something about it. So that's what I do. That's the kind of coordination I try to manage with some of the students who don't have good contacts with the scientists. And I'm quite successful with the field.
So
And I've been doing this.
Shall we forward
Yeah,
my
yeah,
letter to your mail?
yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Yes, sir.
I want to know if we send our students to collaborate AgriSet, who will bear the expense? Host Institute or AgriSet?
Okay. So two things. We have the sponsored and we have the self-sponsored. Okay. Most, I would say most, those for internship, okay, for internship, these are the college students. For internship, normally, these are borne by the students themselves. Because they're just coming here for 3 months, and, you know, the idea there is just for them to get an experience in laboratories. So most of them, but there are cases where we sponsor them as well. But for MSc and PhD, we have a lot of MSc and PhD, correct me if I'm wrong, my dear scientists. These are mostly funded by ICRISAT as well, because this goes through within the realm of the work of our institute. So for instance, if we're dealing with genomics and marker-assisted breeding, we have Rajiv Varshney, and sometimes a lot of the students under Rajiv Varshney is sponsored through his program and projects. But the research has to be linked with our various research activities. We have on bioinformatics, Prasad and Trushar. So they do sponsor, and for some, like Dilip, he sponsors as well for those he has projects on ICT-related activities. So we always have a melange, whether it's sponsored and non-sponsored. Because sometimes students also come, like those from Europe, from France, and from United States. They do have funding or they do have scholarship. So we just host them and they do activity or research undertakings within our research and development programs or trust. like yesterday, the one presented by Dilip, the Raguna, sorry, I can't, Raguna and Dar scholarship. So then, I'm sure there is a little investment from Anglo University. So there is that little, room for accessing these funds, and they come here. Those from, for instance, from socioeconomic groups, Dr. Bantilan, Bataray, and all those, they have huge projects under Bill and Melinda Gates and World Bank. So some of the, and under ICRI, some of their students are sponsored by the group themselves, by the group itself. So board and lodging, and even sometimes some of the fees.
But do you have any black and white policy for the state agricultural universities that they can send their students for doing research?
Yes, sir, we do have, that's, the document we normally process is the Memorandum of Understanding. So we have a Memorandum of Understanding. We've shown you 148 scholars, yeah? Yes. That data, we have Memorandum of Understanding between and among these institutes. Okay, so if there are no questions, let's just green. So let me just show you a little bit about no, we proceed. Okay, the hands-on. Okay, next. Okay, next. Okay. No, that's one. Go to the next. This one, right? Okay, this is the AgEd. Don't AgEd homepage. So as you can see, these are the available courses. These are the names, teachers. You have the about us. I think you can open. Are they able to open it now? Yeah, they can open now. Okay. You have the categories. You have the partners. What's the other one? Gallery. So some pictures. Search and contact us. So a little message from our DG. So this is how our homepage would look like. Okay. Hypothetically, you're a new learner. I'll just go through quickly and then we can try. So for the 4 guys, just take note of this, yeah? This is the registration page. This is some, like, on your right hand, you can see some instruction, okay? So this is the registration page. This is our admin page. So administrators have full access to the entire site and to all the courses. Very often this is banned, okay? And then the admin, short for administration, have permissions to do anything. So you have to be nice to Banu. No, I'm just joking, okay? Admin provides and manages necessary enrollment and authentication process. So learners and instructors, and the following are the main features, okay? I don't have to go through each. You'll see it in a little while, okay? This is the teacher and course creator page. So instructors can do anything within a course, including the changing of activities and grading the students. Can give assignments and interact, can view forums, post, and manage all the files. And the main features are as follows: addition and editing, forum posts, blogs, and messages. So this can be real time. Okay, you can do real time. So this is how it would look like. The student page, how does it look? A student is allowed to post comments. It can view the grade report. Once you have done your exam, you can view your grade. You can even send messages between and among the stakeholders like teachers and students. You can edit your profile. And then these are some of the main features: messaging, chat module, quiz, forum, and virtual class. Okay, now this is a chat page. Okay, this is real. We just got a screenshot. Okay, so Dr. KB Saxena is the main faculty for PGNP. We have Mula as co-faculty, and we just tried Banu as a student. Okay, so this thing has left the chat. So this is how it would look like. Okay. Now, the forum page. Any of the user, the teacher, the admin, or student can post in the e-forum. You can say anything. Okay. Now, this is now the virtual classroom. So this is now the virtual classroom. So let's start with PGNP, for instance. Okay. So here are the points. If you want to do the production practices, we just got one section. So the virtual class is advantageous to the teacher and instructor for doing live class through. You can have live class. So if you agreed with Dr. Saxena or Mula that you will have a live class on this day and that particular day, both of you will come online and you can undertake this. Okay? This can be managed by the admin, but even teacher can take class by which the admin can provide necessary privileges to the teacher. Okay? In this live class, teacher can be seen by students. You can see, like, if you have a powerful, of course, again, I know you will ask, what about the bandwidth connectivity and things like this? That, again, the hardware has to be there for this to happen. Okay? Like you've seen. If we don't have very good connections, then it will be difficult. Okay? So you can be seen by the student. They can attend your live class. They can clear doubts, like similarly what you did to Christine. And then you can chat. So all these things can happen. Now, that's it. Okay? So now, the young boys and the young beautiful ladies can help you out. So any questions or queries? If you want to know the experience in terms of putting this into Moodle, using the Moodle, Banu would be the appropriate person to discuss because he has seen a lot of problems with the first generation software, the first software as against the latest software because it has some bugs. Okay? So here, okay. So I'll give now, just for me to rest a little bit, for Banu to explain more.
Yeah, good morning one and all. This is Banu. I'm the research fellow who developed this platform. So now you are seeing the home page, what you are seeing in this screen. And I provided the authentication details for each one. So just please go through the authentication details and log in into the platform as I'm doing now.
You know, it looks easy, but it's very difficult. I have seen how Banu struggled to prepare this. It's really quite difficult.
See, I'm just logging into the platform. When I log in into the platform, I'm the new user. So I sent a mail. The administrator sent a mail like greetings, you are registered into the AgEd. The same message for you all also you will get. So first, like this is the entire courses what we have, Pigeon, People, Minute, and all the. These are all the courses. So for your choice, you can go to any of your course, what you are seeing now. For example, I will go to the Pigeon P now. So the one more main point is in this platform that we developed entire courses in SCORM packages, not in web pages or not in like the previous traditional methods. So we are follow all the course in SCORM packages. So this is the one SCORM packages which ICRISAT developed. I'm showing this is an example for our course. In PGNP, we have like chapters. One is general information, production systems. And the next one is major disease, insect pests, and cultural practices. For everything, we have chart. For every course, we have chart. And for every chapter, if the teacher can provide an questions, quiz, we can upload. See, this is for first chapter, we have quiz, and the second and the third also. So first, we are going to course of first chapter, general information. This is this COM package, we are entering into the course. So this is the new window. It is called as COM player. It is inbuilt in every browser. So every SCOM package or every SCOM package course will open in this player only. So this is the PGNP course of first chapter is in SCOM package. What ICRISAT developed for initial. Yeah, I'm entering into the course. I'm starting the course of first chapter. See, here I explained we have 5 chapters in PGNP. So one is general information and other stuff. So first we are going for general information chapter. Like in this also we have like units. One is introduction, one is PGNP varieties, and another one is area and distribution. So as you wish, you can go to any of your course. These are all in SCOM packages. Just I am showing the PGNP thing. We have aflatoxin, we have public-private partnership in which dynamic way. Like this is introduction what we are going back and we are going to PGNP varieties. We can just like yeah, we have shown PGNP varieties. This is the new method what we are following. This entire thing is called as COM packages. We can see it in very dynamic way, not like in like simple web pages or other stuff. This is this COM packages. We can create in a much dynamic or much animation way. So this is what we are follow the simplest and the user friendly way. Yeah. So in PGNP we have videos also. First video is doll processing video. Actually, we maintain these videos in low resolution because keeping in mind of all bandwidth of all countries, so we just make like somewhat less resolution. So just don't worry, this is the like low resolution images. So actually, sound was not connected now in this platform. Yeah, there is sound. The like recent videos, what we have get from ICRISAT scientists or teachers, they will give the videos to us and we will upload into the website. So this is about the videos. Actually, we are running about the time and we have demonstration of LSU data also. And I'm going to show one more aflatoxin course that is in very dynamic way and ICRISAT branding's role. For a while, I'm going to aflatoxin course, which is we uploaded recently. This is the aflatoxin course. We have recently designed this course in our ICRISAT branding institute. Yeah, we have this many chapters in this. Just go through the chapters if you need. And I'm going to the last and final block of showing a virtual classroom. Ma'am, we can go for chat also. Yeah. You can chat this yourself also by entering into which course you need. Like you are a Pigeon P and you are also Pigeon P student. You can both chat that online live if you are online.
Anyone who wants to enter in chat, you can do chat.
Like for initial, I will go for Pigeon P. Can anybody go to Pigeon P? Yeah, go to the chat on Pigeon P. The second thing. See, I'm entering into the chat room. Yeah. No.
See, it takes a little bit a long time because all of you have entered. So I hope you understand that. These are some of the things we have to reckon with as well. Yeah, we have some time.
Yeah, these are all in idle. They are in login. So these are the people we have online right now in the Pigeon P chat. So seriously, these all people. Sandy here, Banu, and Dr. Rosana Mula. She is a teacher for public-private partnership. She is present. She is in online. You can do your chat with teacher as you have any doubts on the particular teacher of public-private partnership. I'm a teacher. You're on teacher and I'm on student. This is the way what we have will do chat in this. Like you can talk yourself by doing chat live for every course.
So, yeah. So, I hope you're able to navigate. Now, one of the key factors that's sort of sometimes difficult to do this thing is just to finish the Pigeon P course, to update the information, to make it really current in terms of the new findings, in terms of the new things that are coming out. You really have to have a good discussion and relationship with the scientists, because they are the ones who gives you the information or who gives the data. So, time and again, how many months have we prepared and discussing with the scientists, getting new information, getting feedback, what are the new blinds, what are the new varieties, to get photos, to get video. This, you will really have to be in constant discussion and in constant, in touch with the scientists. Even the aflatoxin, see, the author like Harry Houdini, we have to run after him. So, because what's important is the content. Okay? We cannot just do anything here without the content of the expert. So there has to be that kind of relation also in putting all this information here. Okay, in fact, we're looking at this experience between the 4 students, try to document also what they're doing in terms of doing the season-long course, so that we can use this as an input for the Pigeon P.
For every course, we have a teacher down. See, this is KB Saxena for Pigeon P, and we have co-teacher also. For every course, if a teacher is there, then the teacher would appear here. If there is no, so the content would get from the other source, and we just copy them to our ICRISAT.
Sure.
Is there an option for individual chat? Because what I understand is it's a chat.
Yeah.
Each other.
So actually in the module, we don't have individual chat room because this is not a like social. If this course was available, so you are the student and this is the course student, you can chat yourself. If you need a personal chat about this course, you can go through the messages. Just message to the course student what we have in this. You can
Something more I must. When you click on the chat, it opens a new window. If you are working on reading something, there will be a chat on your box.
It was pop-up window what you are getting. Yeah, it is pop-up. Actually, bit of internet slow. You can't understand what we are doing because it's too late. It's taking too late. Yeah, we open up pop-up window also when we are click into the chat room. Yeah. And actually, the main the advantage of this thing is we have virtual classroom the same as Adobe Connect. Now we are not showing that because of the time and the internet was slow. So this is the main advantage of AgEd Open Courseware, that we have all the courses in dynamic way. You can chat or you can make discussion of your courses to the scientists of ICRISAT, and you can go through the virtual classroom and the entire thing what we have in this AgEd Open Courseware. Just.
Two questions again.
So,
This is the open education resource.
yeah.
Then why it is password protected? Why it is not open to all? One thing. Second thing, can you issue a certificate after completion of this certificate? And then people will prompt you to complete this program.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people are not interested.
Yes, the idea really is to give them a certificate. Yes, definitely. That's that when we were planning for this, the idea is really to give them a certificate because that's one of the incentives. In fact, the long-term objective is to make this also as a paid course. Okay? So that there's really that push for them to finish it. Unfortunately, since we are at the testing phase and we're still trying to build on, because see, to maintain these courses is also very difficult. Banu, for instance, you know, actually the kind of incentive he has, it's also very less. That's why later we really look forward to having a paid course. Similarly, like what Christine has been mentioning. But for now, we really leave it open. Now, the issue on password, of course, we have to maintain. Otherwise, since the admin is always there, we can always really immediately give you an authentication. And we do this every day. It's being opened every day. In fact, even at night, sometimes he's there. So I think it's quite difficult to really make it very, very public where you can just open it because many things can also happen. That's why I think it's nice that it becomes public, but there's still that some kind of security or restriction.
Actually, first we are encouraging participants to enroll in this. So that's why we are not focusing on like completion of lessons or chapters or giving like certificates. Just first go to all the courses. That's the main thing what we are doing now. Just focusing on the participants, just first to enroll them. After a few months, after a few days, we'll just mail to the all participants that this is the course and this is the paid course. You can go to you have to complete this course in within months. And like then we'll provide a certificate and all the things what we are doing.
You wanted to make it paid course.
Yeah, for few courses.
It's still up there because we really need to. Otherwise, we don't really have way to maintain these things. Yeah. Of course, it's gonna for some it's gonna be really paid. Like there is an option of paid and free because sometimes we just can't maintain this also. It's quite difficult to maintain this. And even to develop it is very, very difficult. I have seen how much struggle we have done for this.
Yeah. No, it is ready, ma'am. This course was under FAO, Food and Agriculture.
Yeah. It should open.
Yeah, it can, ma'am.
It should open. See, this is like what the question of Dr. Gunjar. If in case hypothetically, if we will get all these courses and put it here, there has to be that kind of agreement also that he would allow, because that's what happened with FAO. We have to be given that kind of passage or that passage, yeah. So that for us to be able, maybe try it.
Yeah. Can I go for one FAO courses? What we have 11 courses of FAO. So we'll go for knowledge sharing for development. Because of bit internet slow. So we have also in this we have lessons. So past lesson I'm going. This is the course what we have of knowledge and sharing for development.
Okay, so because we're running out of time, we'll just show you a little bit of the database. Okay, and should there be time for you if you want to stay longer, or during your break, we can sort of like go back again to this.
They can register onto the website. Yeah, actually we provided the registration and authentication details upon your names. If anybody needs from outside of your colleagues or of your students, just go to the registration page and then they can enroll into the website.
Okay, we'll not show you much of the database because this is an internal thing, but we just want to show you how efficient and effective we are in storing all this information and in terms of processing of students. Okay, so if we have Banu for AgEd, we have another gentleman, young boy, Tanuj.
Yeah, here we have Tanuj for LSU database.
So for those who are willing to join the platform, Dr. Gunjan and the rest, maybe we can discuss that. Through, of course, Dilip.
Hi, good morning to everyone. This is Tanuj, working as a consultant, KSICRISAT. So today let us have a hands-on. We'll be showing some hands-on session or demonstration what we are doing with LSU database. So as this is an internal site, still this is not public. There are some changes like we need to interface our old database to the new system. What are the system we are developing? So this is still an internal site. So this is our landing page. This is the home page. This is the home page. This is the landing page, and this is our LSU website. And here you can see what is LSU, what we are doing, why we are here. And this is about us page. What we are. You can just check it out. Our gallery, some pictures, and what are the courses we are offering, and what are the events are going on. And you can contact us by some email or directly you can come to ICRISAT.
One second. The events, you can see, go to events for a while. You can see these are some of the output of the students who have given their seminar and captured through KSI. So these are the links and you can open it if you want to see what's happening from the activity.
So this is a contact us page. You can come.
He has a bedroom voice.
So there are three categories in login, three roles we can say. One is admin, who will handling this data, what are the application data we're getting. The second one is scientist who can accept or reject the participants. The third one is the student who need to fill some application forms, who need to refer some recommendees whether he's a genuine guy or we need to make him as a LSU participant or not. So this is the let us check for admin role. So there will be some credentials for admin. So we're just saying that it's a secured application. So this is the security one. So we need to give some login credentials. So once this is the admin landing page. So these are the forms we are having. LSU form 1A, 1B, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 7, 6, 8. 1A means application, what are the applications should be filled by the student. 1B the recommendation letter where the student needs some referees whether he's a genuine or not, and registration form. Once we confirm that the participation, once we welcome the participant, he'll be filling the registration form and the offer to learner and the form for evaluation of learner, and 5 and 7 the abstract, what are the thesis he is writing, and the 6th completion. If once he get completed, he need to fill some clearance forms from a library and a scientist, and 8 is evaluation by the student or learner participant. So let us have a live registration, pre-registration. So these are the fields, and how we will be filling these fields means first the applicant requests a mail to LSU admin or coordinator that I need internship or fellowship in ICRISAT. So he'll be sending some details, attaching some resume. So by seeing the details, we'll be filling a pre-registration form and we'll be giving this form to scientist, and we'll be saying these are the details of the student. So maybe he can reject or accept according to his will. So these are, and my colleague will fill this form.
Is there a particular period to apply for the fellowship, or you can apply throughout year?
Throughout the years.
Throughout year.
Throughout the year.
How student know when to apply, to whom to apply?
That's what I have showed you. They can write immediately to me or LSU. There is an LSU link.
So this
Or
is
they can
okay.
write to the
Anna, you put some advertisement on your website that you can apply for this discipline, so that they will understand we have to apply for this program.
this suggestion. Normally what we do is we always, whenever there are, for the last training activities that we have been conducting, I've always been coming in any training, any seminar. I have always been given a 15-minute slot to explain about LSU so that they can sort of like an advertisement. But still, that's a good point. We'll do that. And as you asked, there is no specific timing because research activities is not following to it's not seasonal or sort of thing, but they can just apply anytime because we also have different timings with European countries and South Asia. But for internships here from India, there's always a surge of applications during summer and between October, November, December, January. So those are the kind of, where we get a lot of applications. Okay.
Thank you, Niharika. So these are the fields he filled, some application number, email, some name, and maybe here we'll be attaching the resume what we got. And these are the two buttons, save. I can't do reset now again, so you need to fill that one. So once you save, we'll be getting a pop like the data submitted successfully. So after this, you will be there is a list like application list. You will be getting the list. What are the details we entered? 1061 Sangeeta, this participant. These are the application lists what we are getting. So now we'll be sending a link to scientists that these are the list available with us. Maybe you can select or reject the applicant.
So in this list, everyone that we have received, we input it here, and then this is where the scientist can do its selection. So we can do a study how many entered and how many was the mortality. Mortality in the sense that how many were not accepted. That's what we're trying to say. Okay?
So these are the selected application lists and rejected list, but still it's not selected or neither rejected. So we need to check out. Let us log in by as a scientist, and I will accept this one. I
So
will.
we're logging in now as a scientist. So you're doing a selection. The scientist
Mula,
has to do the selection.
So maybe here Mula madam is scientist. Let us log in. This is the landing page of scientist, and he'll be seeing what are the list is there. Okay, Sangeeta Kumari, she is the new participant. So maybe he got a scientist got 3 options. He can accept, he can reject, and what are the resume we attached. He can see whether what are the details if you want to see what is the university, etc. Other than these details, he can see.
Meaning, what he's saying there is, if you want further information about the student, because we input all the information, the marks, the grades, and all those things, you can download and review. If you wish, you can just accept or reject. Because maybe you've got an internal arrangement already. Maybe.
So here I'm accepting the students. So once I accept the 1061 whatever is there, it will be disappearing from this list. So again, let me log in as a admin so that I'll be knowing whether the student is accepted or rejected. The status I'll be knowing.
So it goes to the admin. Automatically, it goes to the admin. So now he's entering as the administrator. There will be a message to us.
So here in selected list, these are the selected application list. Here the what are the 1061 application number? Here it's appearing in selected list. So maybe here the admin will send a link to the concerned applicant that you are selected. Now the actual process will be beginning. So here a link will go, and once a link go means once there is email, once he opens email, he will be getting a link like will be providing some credentials to the student, and he can directly log in and he can directly apply through web on any from any country or anywhere. So we'll be giving these credentials. We'll be creating.
So now the student is logging in because she has been given.
So one student, he or she can read some instructions how to fill the application form. What is recommendation form? So this is the application form how it looks. So some fields which are like star means those are compulsory, and whether he can do his research in these are the areas where ICRISAT is located, and whether he need a research or intern or fellowship, what are the things he want. Maybe he can fill it. It will take some time to fill, but maybe we need all the details. Why? Because we can't go further with little details. So these are the allowances, etc., etc. So maybe.
Here, sir, if you are given fellowship, there are information here. Are you giving travel to the student? Are you giving transit allowance? Are you providing room and boarding? So all these things are specified here.
So once you can see recommendation form. So welcome. What are his name? So what are the recommendations? Maybe it's professors or it's lecturers about their conduct, or is he capable of doing research in ICRISAT or not? Maybe they will be having some recommendations. So once we get, we'll start our registration process in campus. So again, admin. So I will show you the screenshots. So this is the form 3. You can see. You can check out the handouts we have provided. You can see the screenshots where we just if it's not visible. So this is the e-form where a scientist offer to a learner. So these are the fields. So here, this is the coordinator. These all are automatically, they can select the drop down list. And once you enter this application number, the rest of the fields will be pre-filled, auto-filled. So once you submit, and you can select whether the type means he's intern or research scholar or research fellow. So once you submit, there should be an alert. Why we are making this as automatic, or why we are calling this as a e-database means there will be no manual intervention, like there will be no manual process. Once you submit, an alerts will be going to who are the supervisor or the respective scientist, Rosana, Mula, suppose here, he will be getting an alert, she will be getting an alert that you got a new scholar or you under your supervision, and the research program director, he will be getting an alert. So the email looks like this, and there will be a link directly he or she can, supervisor can open and see the details. So when a supervisor opens, there will be a pre-filled content here. This is filled by admin here. The starting thing, who filled, admin filled here. And this pre-filled content will be seeing, and some things supervisor should mention, like how much time he is giving to write her 3 thesis, etc., etc. What are the mode of travel, AC or non-AC, some type and things.
Excuse. It's okay. We just want to show you. We just want to show you here that this is for us admin. This is our basis for giving whatever is supposed to be given. Like accommodation, yes, this is the stipend. So budget code, because we work here on budget code. It immediately, if the stipend is given to the student, this is being charged to a budget code, which is this, which all our scientists know. Okay, this is very, very critical.
And once this is the mail where for RPD, this is the mail. Once RPD sees this one. So once RPD sees, he will be seeing a pre-filled by admin, pre-filled by who are the supervisor. Once he approves means it will go to LSU coordinator, and once he rejects means once again it will go to supervisor that no, he is not capable for making some research or follows. And this is the registration. Registration means maybe the student will be filling some application form, and you may be asking why again registration, but we need some genuine information in front of us. So he will be filling in front of us in campus on the day of joining. So the registration form looks like this, and once he enter 1061, what are the application number we are giving, so a file number will be generated. That means that he is allowed to do a research. Once a file number is generated means he is a learner participant of ICRISAT. Till then he will be like an applicant, and after that when file number is generated, he is a learner participant. And this is the scientist supervisor. What is the evaluation, whether he is good or not? For every 6 months we'll be asking for evaluation from the scientist or supervisor. So this form looks like this. So in everything there will be automatic email generated to supervisor or respect to coordinator or respect to student or RPD. So these maybe you can see on your handouts, either highly satisfactory, whether it's satisfactory or unsatisfactory. You can.
Okay, all this evaluation, we're pulling them together, and we're making. We also see the trend, and we're also we have actually since from 2009, 10, and 12.
So on completion of work, what he will do? So we'll be having. We need some clearances from scientists whether this guy is submitted or not, or he completed his thesis or not, or maybe he may be having some books from the library, he may be having some juice from the library. So we need an email confirmation from scientist and librarian. So these are the mails, these are the form 6 where we'll be sending email alerts to scientist and the librarian. This is the librarian supervisor form, whether the resource, you can check here, he submitted the resource or not, what are the hard copies, what are the soft copies, what are the thesis. And one library thing where is there any juice? He can write some comments that yes, he has some books or that. This. So once everything is once completed, he will be submitting his abstract, thesis, what are the cover pages is there, what are the project he did, why he came to ICRISAT, these things. So we will be storing that information in our database. So we'll ask him to upload in a PDF format or whatever format he's having. And at the last, this is the evaluation form. We are taking some feedback from the student or learner participant, so that we'll be knowing how comfortable he is with his supervisor, how comfortable he is with the resources in ICRISAT. So this is the feedback form from participant. Maybe he can give some levels of feedback, comfortableness, like it's very good or excellent, or some comments he can make. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anna, the partner institutions would like to know the quantum of the scholarship, fellowship or stipend. Is it sufficient to survey the candidate at Hyderabad climate, or he has to put some resources to live here?
Sir, sorry, I really didn't get
The
your question.
stipend or scholarship or whatever you call,
Oh.
is it sufficient to survey the
all right.
candidate at Hyderabad
Okay.
condition?
We just currently revised. It's under discussion now with MG because
What
we
is-
use, yeah.
What is at present?
Okay. The current one is interns. It's 8,000. Correct me? Yeah. Scholars, 15,000 to minimum of 15,000, and the research fellows 18,000. So we have currently revised it. It's under discussion now. This is for ICRISAT funded students. Okay. For those who are coming with scholarship, you can even have 1 lakh. We don't mind those. Yeah, but for us, I think we try to see these things. And on top of that, sometimes scientists, when they have, good project money, they're also provided internet connectivity in the rooms, plus accommodation. Sometimes when we really don't have, there's a slack resources, then we let the students handle their accommodation and we give them this much of stipend. And very often, I have to say, if you're asking for the quantum, a lot of the students are very much satisfied because we give almost all the benefits, and they come here to do the work because this is also an input of the research. So there is a shared, and there is IPR. There is IPR. So take note that you just don't, there has to be that kind of shared. So any other question? Okay, so Tanuj wants to show something. I don't know what. Tell me, my dear friend.
Like search options, kind of view how many participants from how many
Okay,
countries.
okay. I think this is quite interesting. 8 minutes only. I know there is already grumbling in the stomach.
So this is the dashboard where you can have a glance, like.
Okay. Okay, this is okay. See. It's
Where
too.
at a single glance, one can see whether how many participants from how many countries, who are the male, who are female, and uh, and how many researchers. What are the things? This is the graph. This is a dynamically generated graph, and every day it will be updating by itself.
Okay, what he's saying is there is a built-in system where you can have some graphical presentation, and it's dynamic. It changes every day. For instance, here in this graph, stay here, my dear friend. So these are the number of learner participants. See, the bulk is India. As we said, it's not surprising because we are based in India. Okay? But you can see that more and more, and these are also the pie charts and things like that. So male, female. See, there's still huge male. We still have to catch up with them, my dear ladies. Okay? So I think this is one innovation he has introduced in the system. Okay? So anything else? So that's it. I hope it was educational enough. I know it's I hope you find it quite interesting, and we really look forward for you trying to navigate our AgEd open courseware and give us feedback. With our LSU database, we really cannot just make it, public, because this really belongs for the institution. But all the lessons, the message we're giving you is that we have a database which is very dynamic and that can also sort of support whatever activities, reviews, and proposals of our scientists. So thank you once again, and thank you for my colleagues, and I hope that we'll get some feedback from you guys. Good day, and let's have lunch.